Hello everyone, welcome to a new journey, a journey into the world of physics. In my first class, I will discuss what is physics. Before we go the definition of physics, let us talk about some events in nature takes place every day in our life. Have you ever wondered why day and night occur? How does a mirror form an image? How does a rainbow appear in the sky? Why does the ball fall down? Why does water turn into vapor when we heat it? Basically, we expect that all these different events in nature takes place according to some basic laws, and revealing these laws from the observed events is physics. So the basic definition of physics is: physics is the study of nature and its law. Let us understand let us understand physics by a wonderful description given by a physicist Dr. R.P. Feynman, understanding the nature. Suppose we don't know the rules of chess but are allowed to watch the moves of the players. If we watch the game for a long time, we may make out some of the rules. With the knowledge of these rules, we may try to understand why a player played a particular move. However, this may be a very difficult task. However, this may be a very difficult task. Even if we know all the rules of chess, it is not so simple to understand all the complication of a game in a given situation and predict the correct move. Knowing the basics rules is the minimum requirement if any progress is to be made. However, one may guess at a wrong rule by partially watching the game. The experienced player may make use of a rule for the first time, and the observer of the game may get surprised. Because of the new move, some of the rules guessed at may prove to be wrong, and the observer will frame new rules. Physics goes the same way. The nature around us is like a big chess game played by nature. The events in the nature are like the moves of the great game. We are allowed to watch the events of the nature and guess at the basic rules according to which the events takes place. In other words, we may understand physics as: physics is actually the language in which nature speaks, and physicists are the translator of nature. Actually, nature is constantly doing something around us, like the earth is rotating, objects are falling, light is traveling, sound is propagating, water is changing into vapor, the moon is moving around the earth. But never nature doesn't come to us and explain why these things happen. Instead, nature gives us phenomena and we observe them and we make the rule that follow the nature. Thus, physics is the language of nature and physicists are translators of nature. But question is why we study these laws of nature or physics? The answer is simple. These rules help us understand, predict, and control what happens around us. For example, if we understand the rules of motion, we can predict how a car will move. If we understand electricity, we can design electrical devices. If we understand behavior of light, we can make cameras, microscopes, telescopes and optical instruments. So we don't study physics just to know how nature works. We study it so that we can predict what will happen and use that knowledge to create improve the world around us.